of It's Just Me, hosted by Brent Fox. Tonight's show is going to, of course, be about the Tyson versus Paul fight. But first and primarily foremost, I'd like to cover a very important fight in women's boxing, which is Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. Now, basically, this particular fight, I think she may be still fighting at 135 on this one. Let me confirm. Just a second here. Yeah, Amanda usually fights around 122 pounds to like 126, but for this one, she really well, for the last one, I know she really compromised and went all the way up to 135 pounds just to fight Katie Taylor. The fight, nonetheless, was a classic, and let's see, wow, okay, so this one looks like they're fighting wow. At super lightweight, which is wow, damn 140 pounds. Okay. So that's a little different. But I do see on here that when she fought Stevie Morgan, um, she fought at uh closer to 136 pounds. So okay, not that big of a jump, which I guess is okay. But yeah, from Stevie Morgan to Danilo Ramos was a big jump. She fought, I think, let me see, she fought like at 124 or 125 pounds, which is gonna be like the 126 division, which is I think super feather. Um, Hang on just a second, y'all. Once again, real person, real situation. I am trying to get this off of here. The heck is going on? All right. Okay. So, basically, she is gonna fight at super lightweight, which is 140, or junior welterweight, whichever one you want to call it. Okay, so her fighting Kaylee Taylor at this weight could change a few things, but strategy wise, I really wouldn't think so. What the heck? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get rid of you. Um, okay. So basically, excuse me? Yeah, no. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But I really don't know you and I just don't really hand out mods to people. Um, well, hi. Hello. Hi. Um, so back to back to what I was stating. The situation with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano is this. The last fight that they actually had, the things that Katie Taylor was able to do very well was time and anticipate Serrano's attack. She would often hit her with good, strong left hooks from an orthodox stance, of course. And then sometimes she was effectively able to time a nice right hand with Serrano coming in, Serrano being a southpaw. Most southpaws are susceptible to right hands. So I think if she does that and practices that while in the fight, she could still again be successful. She won the last fight doing that, of course, timing and anticipating and hitting with looks like more effective shots. But I think that at this point, because they're fighting at a heavier weight, she may not want to stay in the pocket too long. And what I mean by staying in the pocket is just staying in front of someone, fighting them. Um, so what she may have to utilize is like lateral movement. So maybe she's able to early on throw maybe probably like two or three punch combinations, move, another 2 3 punch combination, and then move. And then I think eventually she would be able to add more add more punches to the combinations that she actually is throwing if she's effectively anticipating and timing Amanda Serrano coming in. Katie Taylor is very durable to her credit, but I would not want to test that particular durability at especially at this higher weight. Um, round five of the first fight that they actually had, Katie Taylor was in serious trouble, and I think had it not been for the intense training sessions that she actually had, she may not have even survived the fight. I think that this time at a heavier weight, because punches are probably going to be a lot more powerful, I would probably again advise to maybe even clinch on some occasions to avoid taking a whole lot of damage. Um, I also think that to, if she is able to kind of step inside and move laterally and use an effective body attack, then she could probably enhance her chances of winning as well. Um, there's not much more that she would technically need to do other than just make sure that her foot is outside of Amanda Serrano's foot. And what I mean by that is if you're an orthodox fighter, your left foot is in front, your right foot is in the back. So your left foot needs to be in front of or just outside of the other person's um, right foot if they're a southpaw. So a southpaw will have their right foot forward, so they're kind of going to be turned like this. A southpaw would. An orthodox fighter would be turned this way. Um, excuse me. So what someone would want to do is just make sure that they keep their left foot outside of the other person's right foot. That way you have more leverage to pivot and move around and not get caught into so many traps that the other person may want to set. What I mean by traps, of course, is just luring someone in and then hitting them as they come in to try to attack you. But I think that if she keeps up with the timing and anticipation, then she could be successful. And what I mean by she is Katie Taylor, of course. She could be successful in that particular fight. Transitioning over to Amanda Serrano, I think if Serrano this time actually uses feints a little bit better, and basically what feints are is meaning it's kind of like a setup move, like to kind of flinch, make jump or make somebody kind of flinch. So in other words, if you're providing a feint, basically from this, and I'm doing this from the southpaw stance, um, you basically would want to act like you're getting ready to punch someone. So you may tug your shoulder like that, and then you have the other person react. If you have that other person react, depending on how they react, you could quickly hit them with a right hook or maybe a left hook or straight left, depending on how they actually react. She could definitely use that to her advantage because Katie Taylor again is trying to time and anticipate Serrano because Serrano is faster than she is. If Serrano is able to effectively use feints and of course make sure that she's able to jab to Katie Taylor's body like she did the last time, I think that she would actually be successful. Now, looking at the fight with no sound, I thought that Serrano actually won the fight. To me, she landed the more effective punching, and I believe her overall strategy was more effective. However, the judges, back in New York, thought that thought that Katie Taylor's timing and anticipation of Serrano's attacks um, had her winning because her punches seemed to be more effective. I think that if Serrano again shows aggression, but it's effective, which is one of the four criterias that is judged in boxing. There's effective aggression, ring generalship, defense, and then of course, excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh, hi. I appreciate y'all. Okay. Um. Oh wow. Hang on. I'm so sorry, y'all. I kind of just got off track with some of the comments I'm just trying to read. Okay. Well. Moving on. Um. I. Okay. I was talking about Serrano's effectiveness. Um. Okay. Anyway, I just think that if Serrano is actually a lot more effective providing feints, luring Taylor, and just make luring Taylor in, and then actually just throwing her timing off, just like mine was just a few seconds ago, then I think that she'll have success, and I think that she would win without question at this point in time. I think that if you throw Katie Taylor's timing and anticipation off, then she stands a very good chance of actually winning the fight. I think Serrano was very effective. Um, she was very effective with her jab, and she was also very effective with uppercuts, and then of course hook shots, and then also some good straight lefts to the body. So I think if she actually keeps that up and is able to position herself to where she can effectively land those shots, then I think that she'll be okay. Um, and I'm so sorry, y'all. I had just drawn a blank and was I'm just trying to recover. Um, but I think that yeah, if she actually implements that, then she could probably win without question. Now, moving on to the main event, and this is probably going to be a lot simpler than what most people think. Um, Even though it may be a little difficult to actually pick a winner for Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, I'll say this. Anyone that actually knows boxing knows this. Mike Tyson is a very explosive puncher. Okay, there's no question about that. He has shown said explosion in his training videos, um, and he's also, of course, shown that explosion throughout his career. The other thing that's actually true about Mike Tyson is this: the longer the fight goes, the worse it actually gets for him. Now, this fight is actually 2 minutes per round, and the gloves that are usually 10-ounce gloves are now 14-ounce gloves. What that basically means is that there's more padding in the gloves, meaning that you're less likely to get hurt, even if it's by a small margin. It is probably much needed. So 14 and 16-ounce gloves are gloves that people use to actually practice with. You hit the heavy bag with those. You hit equipment like a double end bag. Or you sometimes even spar with 16-ounce gloves because you don't want to really hurt your sparring partners. 14-ounce gloves are just a step below that. And of course, both sizes are very heavily padded. So I think that that was actually a very savvy move from from Jake Paul to make sure that the gloves were 14 ounces instead of 10. But I do still think that there is a strong chance that if he gets hit with a Mike Tyson punch, it could still very much damage him. Um, what I would also probably say is this: Jake Paul picked this fight for a reason. Okay, even though it is Mike Tyson, and even though he looks phenomenal, Mike Tyson is 58 years old. If you are able to survive, I would probably say the first 4 rounds with Mike Tyson, I think that you could probably effectively wear him down. Now, of course, the way to do that is to either stick and move, which just basically means that you're jabbing them and keeping them away. Okay, you're jabbing and keeping them away. Um, or you smother his attack. And basically, what that is if he steps in to attack you, you guard and then you clinch. Um, that's basically smothering an attack. If you are able to effectively do that, then um, you may be able to frustrate Mike Tyson, and you may have him at a point to where he may consider not continuing the fight, or you have him so frustrated that he may do something, well, hopefully not, something like he did to Evander Holyfield. Maybe something like I would probably say Andrew Galata, where you hit somebody low continuously all the time, even after you've been warned. Um, so now that I think about it, there could be a possibility that Jake Paul could win via disqualification. Um, there could also be a chance that if Jake Paul is able to survive the first 4 rounds, he may be able to probably outpoint Mike Tyson, or he could possibly stop Mike Tyson. As crazy as that sounds, Mike Tyson, again, is 58 years old. We do not know how a 58-year-old Mike Tyson would respond to a punch from a well-trained 27-year-old man. Um, it's a lot different. And in the words of Mike Tyson, everybody has a plan until they get hit. Um, I just I just hope and pray that both fighters actually come out of the ring uh, mostly unharmed. You know, there might be a mild concussion from one of the two fighters, but I would certainly hope that it's not a situation to where someone is severely damaged in this fight. That being said, I think that if Mike Tyson is effectively able to use his knowledge, his skills, and his talent to find an opening to attack Jake Paul, it is going to be a very short night. And what I mean by that is there are some defensive deficiencies that Jake Paul does have. For instance, sometimes he'll keep his left hand a little too low, okay? And if he keeps it a little too low and Tyson is close, Tyson is still quick. So if he keeps that left hand low, then basically what you can do is you could do this several ways. You could basically punch at the body to keep that hand distracted to make it go down a little bit further. And once that happens, if this left hand goes down, then what you can do is you can throw a quick right hook over it. And then you could actually hurt your opponent. There are several other ways that you could actually attack this particular deficiency or issue. You can actually hit his shoulder, which holds up the left hand. And if that left hand is already low, it's not going to do anything but get lower if you're attacking that shoulder because of the punishment that you're putting the muscles and joints through. Once that left hand gets a little bit lower, it's wide open for that right hand. You may be able to also throw a right uppercut as punishment for leaving that left hand down so much. There are several ways that you could actually attack this particular defensive deficiency. Now, I think that Mike is going to have to be able to cut the ring off initially from Jake Paul. Jake Paul is not going to sit in the pocket and try and fight Mike Tyson, not at least for the first 3 to 4 rounds, if he is smart. Um, if Jake Paul again shows any type of semblance that he is not that he is not being defensively alert, Mike Tyson is going to end this fight very quickly. Mike Tyson again is still very quick, but you're also asking 58-year-old legs to chase around 27-year-old legs, and that's not going to work out athletically, like at all, regardless of who it is. So I'd probably be on the lookout for that. And there's also a situation in which if if Tyson is possibly if Tyson is possibly lulled to sleep by the jab, then that could also cause problems for him. Now, Tyson has actually been throughout his career masterful at slipping jabs and then getting inside and destroying his opponent, basically. Um, if there's any semblance of that, again, Tyson will make it an early night. But I just think that Jake Paul is smart enough to understand that he's going to have to effectively wear down Mike Tyson, at least for the first 4 rounds, and then he may be able to do some work on Tyson. Um, and if it were me, what I would probably do is, yes, I would probably make Mike Tyson move around. I would try to make Mike Tyson as uncomfortable as possible. I would have him chase me around with his 58-year-old legs. I wouldn't care about the crowd booing or anything else like that. I am in here fighting, not y'all. So what I would just basically do is I would just move around, keep him at the end of the jab. I would take him and turn him a lot. Now taking Tyson and turning Tyson is actually very dangerous because Tyson is actually still quick. Um, there's a difference between fast and quick. Quick is being able to get somewhere in short distance. Fast is actually getting from point A to point B as fast as possible. If Jake Paul again wants to win this fight, he is going to have to frustrate Mike Tyson, sticking and moving, and then holding and clinching whenever possible to smother his inside attacks. And again, he cannot give Tyson any type of opening to attack. If he gives Tyson an opening to attack, he's going to knock him out. Um, that being said, I just think that Jake Paul probably picked the right time to fight Mike Tyson, and there's probably going to be a strong chance that Jake Paul may be able to survive the first few rounds. And then I think that in the end, he may either win by decision or there may possibly be a late stoppage. I don't think that I don't think that Jake Paul knocks Tyson completely out, even though I'm not sure how a 58-year-old Mike Tyson would be able to take punches from a 27-year-old man, as I mentioned earlier. But I do believe, excuse me, with the years of experience that Tyson has had, I don't think um, I don't think from a boxing standpoint it would be it would be overwhelming. But I think from a human element, a man that's 58 years old, we don't know how well he could probably take a punch from a well trained fighter that is like half his age basically. But I think that if Jake Paul actually survives the first 4 rounds, he'll win. If the fight is very short, then of course we all know that Mike Tyson has won the fight. Um, and then just having said that, this is a great entertainment event. This does actually help boxing, although it's not actual boxing. It does actually help the sport. It does bring attention to it. So I do want to say thank you, Jake Paul, and thank you, Mike Tyson, for bringing this here to Dallas, Texas. and helping boxing get back on the platform that it actually should be on. Those are just my thoughts. Thank you all for tuning in. It's just me, Brent Fox, and I'll see you later.